I was traveling here back home in South Africa. I don't know whether I left them in a hotel or I left them in a vehicle. Between those two things, it's either I left it in a hired vehicle or I left it in a hotel because I was traveling using them when I'm here too. Otherwise,
Okay.
how are things, man?
Yeah, man. Cool, man. Anyway, yeah. Probably now, probably maybe I can tell you, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm living in Ghana, Uh,
Serious?
yeah. I got a full scholarship for
Wow.
for for a PhD. It's a PhD with a diploma. So I
Wow.
just received the visa. So I've been waiting.
Yo, man, we have been doing all these things and we've been talking and you didn't say a word about it.
No, you see, the African,
You
you
wanted to
usually
speak.
you usually have to be discreet about what you are doing, especially for my part of the world. In Ghana,
Ah,
don't say things. You just have
but
to
not
be
to me, man.
what?
Not to me.
Yeah, but then I wanted to connect to the house Wi-Fi, and then I can tell you, man.
Ah,
I wanted to finalize that. I, I
guy.
can.
Yo, man, now you're reminding me the time we in Italy. And then remember about the rent story. And you nick behind me after we've agreed on a particular agenda. So you want to sneak again. Anyway, it's fine, man. Just finish up, man. Where are you going this time around?
University of Tasmania in Australia.
Oh, nice. Oh, you're joining Lookman.
Yeah. No, Lukman would be on the mainland. This one is an island, so
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay, okay. So now you'll be doing more of those water fresh lens just to check if you'll be able to survive there with fresh water. Looking that becomes handy. Oh,
Yeah.
oh man, no, thanks for joining, Charlie. Once again, congratulations to you, man. Yeah, you're leaving the country for the second time. Last time we met in Europe, and this time we're going to Australia. So we met in Europe, we met in Italy. Actually,
Yeah.
we both got scholarships
Yeah.
to Europe. How did you find out about the scholarship, and what was the name of that scholarship that you got?
It was a friend. The Erasmus program. It was a friend, a colleague. It was a friend and a colleague in another department. He had gotten the Erasmus program.
Oh
So
yes,
he knew I was trying to. Then I was also looking for a PhD because then I finished my master's. So I was looking for a PhD and I was not successful. So he was like, "Oh, okay. Let me send you." So he sent it to me like an email.
yes,
Then when I saw it initially, I was like, another master's degree. I'm tired. I already have one. So
yes,
then I said, okay, let me just give it a try. So
yes,
and I gave it a try, and I was I wasn't surprised that I was paid anyway. But then
yes,
uh, that was how I got to know about it. It was a friend who recommended it, and I put it. When I put it in it, I didn't even think about it. I just put it in there and forgot all about it. Then I received the first email. Then I think a week or two later, then I received the second email. Like, oh, okay. Uh,
yes, yes. So the scholarship was for about masters again. Having obtained the masters, already published some papers in your previous masters. Your previous masters was on what again?
It was on. I think I did fishery science.
Fish.
My fishery science, yeah. But my area of specialty was on fish health.
Oh
The
yes.
health.
So
fish. Yeah, so it's more or less like aquaculture, how fish are raised. People do it without thinking of um, the disease that are associated with it. Okay,
Oh
so
yeah.
my research was a groundbreaking uh, research. From then, people have started doing a lot of research.
Oh,
That
oh, oh,
so it was more fisheries. Fisheries.
fisheries diseases mostly. So people that eat those fish and then they got infected as well. So now you
Not the
did.
people, but in terms of raising the fish,
Oh,
because it's like animal husbandry. So
yes.
you are raising the animal. People think that, oh, let me just put the fish in a cage or something, or in a pond, they will grow. No,
Mhm.
they are like gas. They also get sick. People don't get that. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
that
Like you.
was the aim of the research. Then I stretched it a bit to how there are certain bacteria in the fish that are identified that can infect human beings, like the staphylococcus and stuff. The
Oh
those
yes.
those
Oh yes. Yeah. No,
bacteria.
yeah. I wanted to get to the point that you also you got after that you got a scholarship to Europe. So it was Erasmus. So it was mainly focusing on water and coastal management, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
water and coastal man. That's the broad thing.
Yeah, see. So you didn't go like you didn't go like out of your field of study. You did fisheries and part of the environment. I mean, or main the environmental aspect of it. So also water and coastal management is it's the same, almost the same thing, even though it's different fields. But when you were focusing on fish, the water was also one of the things that you must check the water quality. Then you were also now looking at doing masters in water and coastal management in Europe. So the scholarship, how was it structured?
Okay, before you come there, and my BSc was
Yeah.
on fisheries and aquatic science, so I did most of those environmental
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Yeah.
So for the Erasmus program, it was the mobility type where I moved between, and the host institution was the main host institution was
Yeah.
the University of Bologna. Then the the co-hosts, University of Cardiff, and then University of Algarve. Cardiff is in Spain, and Algarve is in Portugal. So it was like I will spend 6 months or so in the um, Bologna. Then from Bologna, that's the University of Bologna. We were in Ravenna anyway. So
Yeah.
there we moved to University of Cardiff. No. We went to Algarve first to do the summer school. Then from the summer school, we came to Cardiff. Then finally, we had to choose where we have to do our final year, the research. So I chose to do it in UNI to go to Algarve to be in
Yeah.
Portugal. So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
stayed in Portugal for I think the final year. I think I was traveling between Portugal and
And Spain. Yeah. No,
it was
yes, I just wanted you to talk about that structure of the scholarship because it's the scholarship that we both got. You were in Ghana, in your home country. I was in South Africa. We applied for both scholarships. So that scholarship to you was referred by a colleague or slash a friend. To me, the way I got it from one of the organization that mainly deals or focusing on marine and coastal issues or coastal environment, compliance, the laws that we have, and the science in that space. So I got there, but I just wanted to check. So when you have applied for that scholarship, how difficult was it for you to get a visa? And if maybe I will also tell more about how did I get the visa after I've applied for the scholarship. Was it a struggle? How easy was it for you to get a visa to travel to Italy?
it was a bit of it took a long time. Uh, it took quite a bit of time. In terms of struggling, yes, it was a bit of a struggle because then you had to translate all your documents to Italian. For me, I had to get someone. I think I used the University of Ghana. They have a language bureau, so I
Uh,
did my translation there.
Why
Then,
did you translate? Because your main language of instruction is English.
yeah, but
And
it was the requirement that was given me that it has to be translated.
but the
For
scholarship
me,
was offered in English.
yes, the scholarship was in English, but they had to make me translate my certificates and transcripts into Italian.
So it was an instruction.
Yes, it was a
Oh,
requirement. You
yeah,
do the pre-enrollment, which you have to do when you get the scholarship. You have to do the pre-enrollment.
yeah.
So you do a pre-enrollment with the embassy. So there, they'll give you the requirement, and one of the requirements was that I had to translate all my transcripts and my certificates into Italian. So that's why I went to do that with the University of Ghana. So I
Was that
translate.
was that service free for translation or you had to
No,
pay?
it was I paid. I
Is it
paid.
isn't that a public institution?
Yeah, yeah, but you see, here they would say is their IGF. The
Uh,
public institution says, is their IGF. So if it's their IGF, they want to make money from
oh,
from there. So it's a way of generating internal income.
but
So
wasn't that stupid and fee or it was reasonable?
it was not reasonable for me. I had to even negotiate with a guy there. He
Mm,
was a fairly old man with some young ladies, but he did the translation for me.
right.
Seemed to he did a good job. It wasn't a poor job he did. So he was able to translate it. So I had to submit both. You know, my transcripts and certificates are already in English.
Yeah.
Uh, so I submitted copies of both with the translation, certified translation.
Mm,
I don't know if it's just that like I would probably maybe let you
yeah.
see some.
Don't go deep. Don't go deeper.
Yeah, so from there, I think the next thing I did was to initially they were asking for tax certificates and all those kind of things to show that yes. So I went for because then I was working in the University of Cape Coast, so
Oh yeah.
I yeah, so I went for my tax clearance certificate. Um, then I think initially they were saying parents and like you have a parent, but I'm married. I don't need any guardian and stuff. So I had to submit, but I submitted it anyway.
So you
Um,
so sorry to interrupt you there. You mentioned that I didn't want to lose this point. You were working at the university at the time. Were you a lecturer or
no,
what?
I was a research. Uh, I was a
Oh,
principal research assistant with
oh,
the university here. So I was working in research. There was a USAID, the
mm.
University of Cape Coast project that I was a research.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, thanks for that story. I just wanted to contrast the process and the procedures that you had to follow. If how did I, how was the after I have applied for the scholarship? I remember the email after we were accepted that no, we have scholarship that we need to be in with the embassy, as you said. So I only did that pre-enrollment where I went with all my certificates that I have obtained. And then the time was I was only able to get it unlike others that went another.
Sibusiso, your line is breaking.
Serious.
Yeah. It's breaking a bit. The not the video, but the sound keeps on cutting.
How is it now?
It's better.
So I went to the embassy. Then after the embassy, I did the enrollment. Uh, there was no requirement for me to do the translation, so I didn't translate any because I also contrast to Ghana, our medium of instruction language is English. So the only thing I did was to say medium of instruction is English. There's a form that I filled and just uh, tell them that everything that I did up to the level that I was at the time, it was in English. So I did that, then I submitted everything. So the requirement of translation, I only heard when you told me about it. Then you had now you had everything. You had the translation. You had all the text certificates. You had your clearance, police clearance as well. If
Yeah,
it
yeah, 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 yeah. I had to go and take a police clearance. Yeah.
yeah. Then there was also another requirement from your side, vaccination. What were you vaccinating for?
I think for me, because I had traveled before, so I had
Uh,
the yellow fever. The yellow we take the yellow fever card for traveling. So I don't know if yours is the same, but I
it's,
didn't do any vaccine apart from that, and I had
mm,
already taken it, so there was no need for any vaccination.
or it was not even a requirement, but you just did it on your own way. So
No, it's no. It's like I have I have traveled previously before, so I
yeah,
have done it. It was a requirement at that time.
yeah,
So it's that vaccination card would even expire this year. So I did it 2014. So it was like a 10-year period or more than 10. Yeah, 10 years. 2014 to now is 10 years. So there was
yeah,
no need to do another vaccination because have already done it 2014. Do you understand?
yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yellow fever.
Yeah, yellow fever. It was yellow fever.
Can you talk more about the yellow fever?
I think it is a disease that I think it's like COVID or something, but you need to be vaccinated like the way we have taken the COVID shots. I
Mm,
have so it's something that you need to be vaccinated, and you have to take it like every 10 years
mm,
if you are someone who travels out of the
oh,
country. So you need to take it because when you get to immigration, they will ask you. Sometimes they might not ask. Sometimes too they will ask. If you find somebody an enthusiastic immigration officer, he might want to report maybe worry you because of the yellow fever card. It's like the COVID now. So if you want, it's not mandatory, but you have to.
mm. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. No, I had nothing to take when I had to travel. I had nothing. So how did you go about with flights? Because uh, I remember I went to Europe and we were supposed to arrive in Bologna on the 27th August 2018.
I remember that.
And you were not there. I met with fellow people that I will be studying with that had accepted or had applied before and accepted the scholarship. So to come to Europe. If I recall well, we were about what 22, 23 from 16 different countries.
Yeah.
But then most of the other people didn't come on the 27th because of the struggles in getting visa and whatnot. So I suppose that's the struggle that you have gone through as well to get a visa. That's why you delayed to come to Europe. So I went to Europe on the 27th. We arrived there on the 27th. I booked a flight. In fact, I looked all the flights. There was SAA at the time from South Africa that I would have
Okay.
wanted to go to Europe with my home country plane, but it was too expensive. It was
Your
too
your home your home country flight was too expensive.
was too expensive. So I had to find an alternative, which I got Emirates, that to
Okay.
fly via Dubai, and had a layover of about four hours in Dubai. Then the flight was quite reasonable, even though I booked late because I think there are other things that delayed me. At the time when I got the scholarship, I was working, so I was trying some arrangements to get a sabbatical leave so that I can go and pursue my master's in Europe. So the flight price was 6,000 at the time from Cape Town International Airport to Bologna.
It was
Then
1,000 what, euros or dollars?
1,000 rands. It was 1,000 rands.
Oh, okay.
I can convert it at the time. I think the rand was still much stronger. It was around 13 rand, I think so, at the time. So we were given instruction. So it was my first time ever to be out of the country. Unlike you, that we have traveled to many other countries around. So it was my first time ever to be out of the country. I was nervous. There were a lot of things that I was thinking, even the things that we would normally watch on movies, where people arrive in an airport and their passports are being confiscated for nothing other than just to check if they are compliant with everything. So I was nervous, but then I think immediately I took that flight. I think we will. I left on the 26th August 2018 because we were supposed to be there on the 27th. So we got to Bologna. Then, luckily, I met with other guys coming from other countries. I remember Hope. I met Hope and the other ladies from New Zealand and other countries. Then we traveled. Luckily, as well, when we got to Bologna, the other lady was familiar with Italy. She used to travel to Italy. Then we got into a bus from Bologna to the bus, to the train station in Bologna. Then from the train station, we took a train to Ravenna. That's where our coordinator was waiting for us. Unfortunately, I didn't get the permission to mention everyone's name, so I won't mention the names. So that's when they took us to the place that they have organized for us in Italy. So you came later. I think you came in
Yeah.
September.
Yeah. I came later. I came. So for me, after I had gotten the visa, I think, as you said, for me, I think you guys arrived 2 weeks later or so. Then I got the visa to travel to, because I remember, I think either 1 week later or so. Yeah, I think it was 1.5 week before I got
Yeah.
the visa. So I traveled. For me, the initial flight I booked was
Mm,
quite cheap. Was cheaper than the one that I finally traveled with. So the initially I booked the Italian national
yeah.
air, but then it was way cheaper. But
Mm,
because of the delay, I had to take. I picked Ethiopian air. Sorry to the Ethiopians, but uh,
yeah.
it's been a long flight. Uh, so then I came. I for me, I didn't come directly to Bologna
Mm,
because then when I got the visa, the time was very short for me
yeah.
to
Yeah.
arrive. So I rather went to Milano. I
Yo.
went to Milan. Yeah, yeah. I went to Milan, then picked a train from Milan to Bologna.
Mm,
So that so then all this while I was communicating with the coordinator. So
Yeah.
when I got to Bologna, there I got a little confused. I would have picked the wrong train. I had to ask around. You know, these people don't speak English, so when you
Yeah.
ask, it's like, ah, and you are like, where am I? Where am I? And that kind of stuff. But
And the only
fortunately,
word that you can hear that is close to English, sorry, is attenzo.
I nearly mentioned that, and it was only the attention, the attention. So, fortunately, I think I spoke to one of the people who issued the ticket or something, and the lady bus, and she directed me to the train station where I can get Ravenna.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
journey to Ravenna for me was was something else because every moment of it, I kept on wondering if I have reached. Every
Yes,
moment, I kept on
yes,
wondering if I have
yes.
reached. Every moment. Oh my goodness, I was like, this thing is going to take forever and ever. So I think they told me that I think it will be the final stop or something. So when I
Yeah.
get there, I'll know. So I kept on wondering, wondering. Fortunately, I got there. When I got there, then I think, WhatsApping with the coordinator, and she
Mm,
was waiting for me. And when I got there, she just helped me with my bag, and then we went to the accommodation. You know where the accommodation is,
mm.
Sandamir, our accommodation.
You
So
still
most
remember the name of the accommodation?
yeah, Sandamir. I will never forget Sandamir because of what I went through there. So
We will talk about that. I want to talk about that because that experience I will never forget as well. But I just forgot about the name. So you go to Ravenna when we were in class, I think.
yeah. You were in class. Yeah, you were in class when I got
Then
to
we,
run.
yeah, then we came back later. Who did you meet first from the group?
I think it should be Masuma.
Oh yeah,
Masuma, Masuma. But when I came,
yeah,
I think that's something on my part that is not good.
yeah,
I really didn't greet anybody. I think the lady was, I've forgotten the name of that woman. She was
yeah,
trying to show me around where
yes.
the kitchen is, the bicycle, if I want a bicycle to go to the university, and all those kind of things.
Oh,
So
our
then
coordinator.
not the late, not the guy, but the woman.
Yeah, yeah. Hence I say I will not mention the name, but she
Uh,
was superb. Yo, she was great. Yo,
Yeah.
great
So she's
person.
the one who took me around, but I think I saw Masuma there. And I think I saw a couple of people, but then my mind was on what she was trying to show me, the
Yeah,
do's and don'ts, the fridge and all those kind of things. So that was what I was mainly focused on to be
yeah,
able to accomplish and that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
that was, I think she's the first person I might have met.
Yeah. Then the following day we had to go to class. Who did you
Yeah,
try
yeah.
to go to the class for the first time because you're already
I think
familiar with the
I think
place?
I think it should be you, man. Be then it was the bus. If the first time, no, the first time I went, I think I can't really remember, but I think I took the bus the first time.
Yeah, yeah,
That was the first time. So I took the bus. Then I think we went in a group. But as to the people I went with, I don't know. I think no, then you were riding a bicycle, so I doubt if I went with you.
yeah. You didn't go with me because I
Yeah,
think we went with the bus for the first 2 days. Then we found a way of riding a bicycle. Then we said, we're gonna ride a bicycle. I remember, I think before we got into bicycles, we walked down, myself and Maureen. Then we walked from that school first to a place to see a place. Then we, I came to Ravenna. No, she turned on the way. But then I found that way, I like, oh, we can use the bicycle because we saw that there's a bicycle country. The bicycle culture is high here, so you can use a bicycle and save those €2. It was around
Yeah.
euros, about €5 a day.
Yeah, in and out should be €5. Yeah.
Yes, and you could also walk, even though it was a bit stretch. But then with bicycle, it was more nice. Then our landlord, Saint Damiano, borrowed us bicycles.
Yeah. At least she was generous in that part. That
Yes,
she giving us the bicycle to use during that time.
yes.
Uh, she was quite
Before
generous.
we, yes, before we bought our own bicycle. But I want us to go back again. The scholarship had some monies that were to be paid to us. So, did you read those monies before you travel? That okay, I will be covered, fully covered. I won't need financial backup from home before you travel.
Yeah.
Did you
The
can you
the
go
thing
through those
the
monies?
thing too is that
Mm.
I had when I got the scholarship, I spoke with a lady who has also done the Erasmus.
Oh
She
yeah.
supposed to be a PhD student in the department. So then
Mm.
when I got the scholarship and everything, so I asked her, and she told before I got like the um I think no, it should be after I had applied. Then she was talking about the scholarship thing. So she told me about the money that will be given, like
Yeah.
the those amount of money, the 4,000 and the 3,000 euros
Yeah.
that you get in total, and the monthly stipends of €1,000. So then I when she said it, I was a bit skeptical. But when the letter came and I saw the letter, the
Mm.
admin letter and stuff, I knew that, oh, okay, what she said was true. So I wasn't bothered anyway when I was doing those traveling and things because I
Mm.
knew that the university they had covered all those
Yeah.
expenditure. So there's no need for me to worry about. And moreover, I felt it was going to be like a new door and an opportunity. So the
Yeah.
money, yeah, was good. Thousand
Yeah.
euros every month was good, and giving it
Mm.
three
But
thousand. You guys were fortunate because you got the August timings, right? As compared to those of us who came late, man.
oh yeah, we got best stipend because the how exactly what how was structured was that depending on the country that you're coming from and how far also it is, then you will get about between 3,000 or €4,000 just for your traveling
Traveling
expenses. That
expense, yeah,
the expenses we incurred when we were applying for
yeah,
passport visas and all those things. Then there was €1,000 that they call it an installation fee. Meaning when you arrive that place, then you don't know anything. You need to get some basic things to go by. Then they give you that €1,000. Then there's another €1,000 that for your monthly living expenses, which will cover your accommodation, your groceries. And I think we're lucky. Charlie, Charlie is just frozen. Charlie is just frozen. Charlie has left me. He's gone. See you later.
it's my mobile data, okay? So I'm connected to the Wi-Fi in the house.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I was like,
So you were saying about the money.
so yeah, so it was that 4,000 or €3,000 depending where you're coming from for the whole year for your travel expenses to come home or go where you be doing some studies or experiment. Then there was €1,000 for installation, just for your basics because you just arrive here, you need to buy certain things to go by. Then there was €1,000 again for your monthly living expenses. So because we're lucky enough to have the great coordinators that we had, I mean, up to today, I still say they were the superb coordinators. They told us about everything, and they also find us accommodation in
Yeah,
Italy. Ravel.
that was great. Yeah, that was very great. That was
So
a very great thing.
yeah, so we already knew how much we're gonna spend for accommodation, and there were options where to choose. So we already knew how much money that we're getting every month, then the accommodation, and then we would make some determination as how much we'll spend for food, groceries, and then just traveling around. But we knew that as well, as time goes by, we're gonna get that 4,000 euros just to travel back home, and that was quite a lot of money. So I knew from that moment that no, I will not need any money from home. Instead, I can send money home. In
Yeah.
fact, we will talk about that as well. So, Charlie, no, thanks very much. I just wanted us to talk brief about that, but we will come back and talk more of our experiences from that time. Then I must say as well, you don't have this T-shirt.
Yeah. No, no, no. I don't think I have this.
Yeah, you don't have this T-shirt. So when we got the scholarship, so the European embassy in South Africa knew
Okay.
knew the people that got scholarship to go to different countries. And there were many other people that got in scholarship before us. But I was the first in South Africa to get that scholarship on water and coastal management, Wakoma.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
but there were others that got different scholarship under Erasmus Plus or Erasmus Mundus. So the European Union organized a farewell for us in Pretoria. Mind you, I'm living in Cape Town and others are living in different places. So it was me and the other lady that got a scholarship to go and study in yo, another country in Europe. I just went out of my head now, but I'll remember. So we were booked flights from Cape Town to Pretoria and accommodation in Pretoria so that they can do a farewell. So they did a farewell. They invited former students that studied in Europe that are back in South Africa, working everywhere, that in any place that just to come and talk about their experiences in Europe and just give us tips how to go about and what are the things that we need to know well in advance before we travel to Europe. So then they also gave us these scholarships. I mean, these T-shirts. Sorry, they gave us this scholarship. So that's how I managed to get that scholarship. I wish they can still do that. I think they were interrupted by COVID most of the time, or maybe they've done it, but I'm not aware. So it was such a nice experience, and also we'll be confident that no, what we are going to do is actually a right thing to do, and you're looking forward. Even the worries that you have, they start to go down and to feel relaxed. So thanks, Charlie. Any last words before we leave?
Yeah. Just to add to what you said, a similar thing is also done here. Um, they do it, but unfortunately for me, I couldn't attend because then I was busy doing some things at the university, so I couldn't go. But they do it anyway. I think I've been invited several times.
Oh,
Fortunately, I've not been. Anytime the invitation comes, even before I left, anytime like the invitation came at a time that I couldn't join.
no, no, child. Please make time next time, eh?
And now, yo man, now it's not even possible because as
Yeah,
you know.
because you'll be leaving. But if they do it before you leave, we'll talk more about your second scholarship to Australia. Eh? Let's find time and talk more about that. I will be really interested to find out more about it, and maybe many other people that are looking for opportunities like this, they will be interested and they will ask you more information, ask us. So hopefully this video will get to the people that are looking for these opportunities. There are a lot of scams out there, so at least you get some authentic talks about this scholarship. Uh, that's why we are embarking on this process. So next time, please come back and tell us more about that scholarship. Hopefully, we get to talk to Lookman and the other guys as well. Thanks very
Yeah,
much.
thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Muchas gracias. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.